Alright, dudes and dudettes, it's time for Toriko.
And whatever third category might be out there, because remember we're talking about Toriko here, so
And whatever's
gotta
in
think of
between.
or otherwise.
All the spectrums in between.
Because this is Toriko,
Yes,
so you gotta
Toriko.
cover your bases.
Yeah, Toriko, chapter 331. The weirdness in a different way from Area 7.
So apparently this gourmet world is just gonna keep getting weirder.
Yeah, in different ways too, which is not bad, but it's weird.
Well, I mean, depending on who you are, it might still be this weirdness might still be considered somewhat erotic. I mean, there's some weird people out there. I mean, for the love of God, have you seen anime?
Yes.
Some of the weird shit that gets animated.
Yes, I watch Girls Bravo. I do.
Oh,
Um,
and I'm not. That's just that. That's not even including the dark side of anime. And
oh yeah.
I'm not talking about PG-13 or rated R anime. I'm talking about the triple X anime.
You're talking about like Guro and shit. Oh god, don't even. I'm not even gonna go there.
No. I'm talking triple X.
I think Guro is considered triple X at this point. Um, that shit
Oh
is
no,
nasty.
I'm talking about actual, like built-in, designed to be triple X anime type shit.
Like Boku no Pico or whatever.
You're gonna make me say it, aren't you?
Yeah.
Hentai.
Yeah,
The
I know what you.
weird,
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
the weird. That's the really dark side of anime.
Yeah, Guro is hentai, but it's. Oh, I'm not going there. Stop. I'm stopping now. Okay.
I know, I
Some weird
know, I
ass
know.
some weird ass fuck showed me that shit, and I'm like, no, never again.
Nope, nope.
You know who you are.
That's the kind of stuff that dips. That I think that is the kind of weird ass shit that I think that Mitsutoshi, like just dig, puts his hand in and pulls shit out and says, I'm gonna put this in Toriko.
Yeah. My
Like,
gosh. It's like he when he went to prison, there was just like all these like wannabe mangaka, like hentai mangaka that just shared ideas with him, and they're like, "Look, we're gonna put in a good word for you, but you're gonna have to include this shit in Toriko whenever you decide to write it."
publish it.
Yeah.
But it is just like, what the fuck? Like, I know that the gourmet world was supposed to be, weird and exotic because, it's the gourmet world and there's all these weird things going on because it's the gourmet world. But
But
I
yeah, the
just,
the old man thing was just stop, just stop.
like,
Goodness.
really? Now, as for what that freak, the old, freaky old man was doing, it seemed as if he was trying to possess Komatsu.
Hmm.
However, it didn't work. Presumably because he woke up.
Uh huh.
But the guy was nowhere to be seen, and I highly doubt he could move that quickly. So what I think what happened is that he skipped over what actually happened,
Hmm.
and what actually happened was is that he most likely failed in an attempt to possess Komatsu for
Yeah.
one reason and one reason only. He because of the gourmet demon inside of him prevented it from
Hmm.
happening. And we may see it later down the road that, oh yeah, this happened, but I feel it just seemed too odd that, the stuff's about to go into Komatsu's mouth, and then next thing you know, Komatsu wakes up and it's morning.
Right.
So it's like a little too convenient to call it a dream. So I feel like, especially with all the weird shit that has gone down in Toriko, there's no way that was just something that was going on in a dream.
Yeah.
So I feel like he may have skipped over something because he wants to save it for some sort of reveal later on,
Mhm.
which would be kind of weird since we already know about the gourmet monster and we already know that Komatsu knows that he has a gourmet monster. So it's like, what could he possibly be trying to hide? Maybe
Uh,
something else happened. Who the hell knows?
hmm.
Maybe friggin' Don Slime came in and saved the day with whatever weird shit he can do, and we gotta wait until later in the arc to find out what he can do before we can actually see him do it and find out, oh, he did it then this time and this time and this time and whatever.
Right.
Like for instance, there have been plenty of examples of that, and that's a very common practice. Is that you see a new character with an ability or should I say, that has an ability, and it's used, but it's the scene is written in a way where you don't actually get to see it, but you know that something's happening.
Mhm.
So it's like, and then we gotta wait till later to find out, and then we're like, oh, so this is what was going on. They were doing this because this is what their ability is.
Mhm.
So I could easily say
Right.
that. Now, the chapter uh, from the end of at the end of the chapter, we see that it's morning and it's the day of the competition. So we're gonna see this Shokigeki in the next chapter,
Mhm.
and so the question remains: who are going to be the five representatives of the human world? Now, my theory is that it's going to be the three food treasures: Chi, Setsuno, Chi Chi, or Chin Chin, whatever the hell his name is,
Mhm.
and Chio, plus probably Yuta and either Komatsu or I don't know who else.
Mhm.
Because Komatsu just seems too obvious of a choice to not pick him. I mean, the only other people I could think of that are important enough to be representing the human world have left already. Tengu Brunchy, Live Bear, friggin' Star June, like they all left. So who else could possibly, as a chef, represent them besides
Yeah.
those five, besides them? So
Yeah. My guess is still I think her name is Chiriku. That one ninja chick. From the Vanishing restaurant, because
mhm.
she seemed very adept, and
Well, yeah,
yeah.
she was very high up in ranking, but as we said off stream, the rankings mean nothing anymore. No one's been ranked. The rankings haven't even been a factor in the
Mhm.
post time skip. So it's like we don't even know where people are ranked anymore. So we don't know if she's improved. I mean, I'm assuming she has since she's in the gourmet world now.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but is she important enough to the story to be put take that fifth slot instead of Komatsu?
Well, I mean,
Since
relative to everybody else, if Komatsu didn't make it in time, I think relative to everybody else, I would say yes.
yes, now on to the point of the chapter that I feel is the most controversial and most worthy of talking about,
Mhm.
and that is the fact that Komatsu, for the first time ever, a, a chef a well-known chef has been had their food called negative has gotten negative response from their cooking.
Mhm.
Like, what the fuck? This has never happened before, ever.
Right.
So it's like, what the hell's going on? Like this is just confusing because it's like it's never happened before.
Right.
It's just like, oh, this food tastes great, or oh, this food tastes good. or they're not saying anything because it's good, or they say, oh, it's good. The worst I've ever seen is maybe say, oh, this is good, but here's a certain this it could have been done differently, like because usually when you have like say one of the top chefs trying to talk to Kamata saying, oh, this was done fantastically, but and then they say, oh well, there's certain things that I would have done differently or something like that, but nothing really that said, oh, your food was disgusting, which is what
Right.
this kid said. He called Komatsu's food disgusting. Like, what the living fucking god is going on here? What the hell has this kid eaten all his life that had where he's grown such a refined palate that it's by comparison, Kamatsu's food is shit. Like it makes no sense.
Right.
Like what? The only thing I could think of is that his mother is one of these is that chick who's the only female in the 10 shell restaurant or chefs,
Hmm.
because there's no other explanation. I mean, he has to have some really high quality shit in order to even think that Komatsu's stuff is disgusting. It's like, yeah,
Yeah, either that or he
it's,
just has a really bad palate.
oh yeah, that's yeah. Either her palate is too refined, or it's just shit.
Yeah, either or.
So, so, uh, but I do like how the direction that this arc's going in so far in terms
Yeah.
of the actual story itself.
Hmm.
Not necessarily the weirdness, but the story.
Yeah.
Now, one important thing that I feel that we will definitely should that I feel he has to come away with in this arc is that Komatsu is gonna finally become a fighting chef, and it's going like there's just no way he can come out of this arc and not start actually fighting once. I mean, for the love of God, he has a knife made from an 8 king's tooth. Belarus, no less.
Hmm.
So he has to start doing some, combat here with that knife. Yes, he's a gentle by nature. He's gentle, but still, you're in the gourmet world. You're gonna need to fight.
Yeah.
So, and most likely we will see more of Komatsu's gourmet demon as well.
Right.
So overall, I thought the chapter was very good,
Hmm.
or should I say, very interesting. I should say.
Yeah, my rating for this chapter is WTF question mark. That's that's my rating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's it. I mean I enjoyed it, but my rating is still WTF question mark.
Question mark.
Uh, yeah. So I guess that'll about wrap it up. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next time.